What's up, everybody? This is ADLIB. I loved Viro. Was a huge fan of Viro, and I had the pleasure of kicking it with him many, many times, and sharing stages with him in green rooms and laughs. And I'm honored to be able to tell a couple stories about him. V had his own like style, man, and V was like an individual, like, you know what I mean? And so before even the music, before I even like, I think I met him at like, I don't know where I met him. I don't want to like just say, because I don't remember, but I know that before any music, before seeing him perform and being an instant fan after that, I remember we instantly connected off of just that, being an individual, you know what I'm saying? And like, he smoked heavy, I smoked heavy, like for that scene, like that scene back then, like, you know, like not for nothing, like there was, neither of us was ever a time where we wouldn't have, you know what I mean? We was like,
blunt.
It's just burning, bro. It was just burning, just young, like just having fun, yeah, man, you know? And like, so we had that in common instantly, you know, the herb and like the individual, like, he always had the fucking punk rock fucking bracelet on, man. He knew what was up with like a Misfits t-shirt. He like, it wasn't like, oh, that's a cool skull or something. He was like, oh, you know, yeah, you know what I mean? Like he would know, you know, but then when you heard him, when I heard him on stage, it was a whole nother thing, man, because he used words that nobody else used, like the way he, man, he was so on point, man. He was so on point, it was crazy. He would say some like gnarly shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like he man. And his voice was like, the voice, you know? Mm-hmm. Like he had the voice. He stood out, and he was himself, and he was content and like comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And let's be honest, like, we're all young and shit. Nobody was like, who, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody was trying to find themselves. That's what kids do. They try to find themselves. So we're all trying to find ourselves. But being that we were young and fucking wild and like trying to find ourselves, Viro was an individual already. He was comfortable, like, already. Like, he had his voice. Like, I'm very confident that, you know, if he was still making music right now, it would still sound kind of, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, he would have advanced and like got better, but like he had already found his voice. You know what I mean? Which was very rare, like as a kid. You know, I think he had like he already knew, like, you know, it's crazy when you heard a song. Yeah. Even though he would be like on some like almost super complex shit, you would almost know the song by heart, like instantly. Like his choice of words, it was like he was having a conversation with you. Just a super witty, like, conversation, you know. And like, you would instantly know the song. Like, you would instantly know the fucking song was a rap. Like, it was in your head, and you knew it. You saw him live. Like, you heard every single word he said live. He would just shut it down. He was definitely ahead of his time. Like, there's no way you can deny that, you know? He was definitely ahead of his time. He was just dope, man. Like, you guys just had, like, the package, man. And, like, nobody had a DJ. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was coming in, like, nobody had, like you guys had, like, the package, man. Like, the super dope MC, the DJ, the in-between little, like, the set was, like, set up. It wasn't like a dude coming up, song stop, standing there and rapping. And that's what 98% of everybody was doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just standing there and rapping. And like, you guys came like with a show that looked like it was like rehearsed, like it was a professional fucking event. Like, you know what I'm saying? An intro. You know what I'm saying? And like doing stuff in between, and like Yeah, like I'm thinking like he has to be on.
What are all those?
Fucking just random ass shit. Cause we used to stay with the camera back then. So I just have a bunch of random shit, man, like from all over the place. So like I have a fucking I think he's on this tape right here. This is 3rd and Walnut in Lansdale.
Does it have a date on it? Probably not, right? Probably when you watch it, it probably has a.
But this
like
is
a credit
literally,
line.
I think this is the show that the dude was doing the shit on that with the book. I really do think this is
God,
the show.
do you have that? Is that footage on
I
there?
highly doubt that would have been taped. But I'm sure that I am 110% sure that if Viro performed at this show, that I taped his set. I wouldn't have not taped his set. Well, the last show that I saw him at, I remember very, very much. It was in like a basement on like Broad and Olney. Remember that spot? That was the last place I remember seeing. It was like random as shit. It was like a midweek show, like super random. And I remember riding down there with my wife and Joe Show and his sister, just on some random ass shit. And that was also the night that I met Vasily. I met him that night because Burke was there, and I remember Viro being down there.
Yeah, I remember Burke and Viro were like, they were like just trying to hit on the bartenders. That was their whole thing. So like, well, what is this show? Well, the bartenders are hot. I mean, hit on the bartender. And that was the game the whole night.
Was smooth, man. That was the last time. I saw him, and it was the normal. It was cool because it was like that kind of like underground little spot, and V was just like lighting up, just like didn't give a fuck. It was empty. It was like no one there. It was like fucking 5 people there. It was like us and like 5 people that probably didn't even know what the fuck was going on, and we were just like, yo, nobody even cared. Like we were just like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like one of those things where like it's like a Friday night. We're like pumped out, like, oh, this sucks. You know what I mean? Like I'm quitting tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like it was no shit like that. You know, everybody was just like laughing and like drinking and fucking just smoking right out there. And yeah, I remember that was like that stands out to me like more than anything.
Yo, call me Viro or the virus, either or. So ahead of my time, my birth was premature. To MCs, I resemble Gigantor. To hoochie mamas, I look more like a man whore. But since the days of showbiz and AG, there's been no way no kid can play V. Still you wonder why I walk with head down, cause heavy is the head of he who wears the crown. And the V moves the crowd. When I step on stage, there's no booze allowed. Just make a joyful sound until the ball before you and your boys are found slumped on the floor.